और मैं सुला ब्रांड से स्टार्ट करना चाह रहा हूँ.
Sula से शुरू करते हैं. Sula से शुरू करते हैं. Like Sula की Riesling is a decently good one.
कौन सी वाली सर?
Riesling.
Riesling.
Sula की एक और आती है Rasa. That's their series. Again, now I think the perception is changing. But पहले लोग बोलते थे इंडियन है वाइन तो अच्छी नहीं होगी. अभी भी काफी होगा वो. बट ऐसा नहीं है. थिंक अबाउट इट कि Sula की अगर आप एक 800,000 रुपए की वाइन ले रहे हो, राइट, वर्सेस एक चिलियन वाइन जो इंडिया में इंपोर्ट हो रही है, दैट इज ऑल्सो लेट्स से 800,000. यू विल ऑलवेज फील कि यार इंपोर्टेड है, चिलियन है, बढ़िया होगी. बट यू डोंट यू फॉरगेट that wine, the cost price would be nothing more than 150 rupees, because then there are taxes, duties, transportation, and everything. But here, a Sula is giving you a wine which is about, let's say, 800,000 rupees, but its cost price would be much higher than that. So as a liquid, if you go, always try to do blind tasting. When you have a label in your front of your mind, then you feel there are perceptions in the mind. But when you're talking only about liquid, then there is no problem. Like if I give you a whiskey, I'll say ये black label है, तो आप कहोगे यार ये अच्छी होगी, आप मतलब खराब नहीं कर सकते. But if I give you a liquid in the glass and you don't know what it is, that is when you will be able to say कि यार ये अच्छी लगेगी नहीं. So I always say whatever you like is what you should go for. Don't try to be
Rightly put. And आपने Sula के बारे में बताया. And what next? Other brands that are reasonable.
India, I think India is really doing well. So Sula, Growers, Fratelli. I think those are the three big brands, and then you have a lot of other brands as well. Charisma is another beautiful brand from Bangalore. You'll be surprised to know either it is found in Bangalore or Karnataka as an area, or in New York. Nowhere in the middle.
Okay.
So there's a lot of good stuff getting produced from India. I mean, it's amazing, but I think one has to just look out for it.
Wine has an 8,000 years old history. So बहुत सारी stories जुड़ी हैं इससे, how it traveled across the world.
Sure.
So any story that you can relate how it came to India, or something related to that wine experience, how it exploded across the world.
Yeah, if you really go back in the days, particularly speaking about India, Madeira is technically a wine.
Sure.
If you go back to the sculptures, you will see, I mean, I can go on and on for it, but if you go back, I'll just tell you, holistically, if you go back, even in the books, there have been enough more instances where you've even seen in the sculptures, a glass of wine or whatever. But I think it obviously got lost somewhere in the middle. I remember, I think there was a company called Chateau Indulge, which actually restarted the wine culture in India, and I think 85 or 87 is when they started. And that's how it started growing. And thanks to, I think, Sula to put, Indian wines on the map. Today, it's a company which has done an IPO, which is amazing. And now there are, I think, at least 100 plus wineries in India who've been doing decently good stuff. Whenever I travel, I carry a few bottles of wines from India and give it to a lot of friends. And I think they are all surprised by the kind of quality that India is producing right now. There's a wine called Fratelli Sette. I remember I always carry those bottles, gave it to my cousin in the US, and he was himself surprised. I think the quality is really good.
So overhyped wines. That's what we kind of missed.
आप 2-4 controversy करा के जाओगे ना आज.
नाम लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. You can just tell us something about that particular variety that we need to stay away from, or anything specific to some kind of ingredients that they use, or anything.
I think, again, as I said, go for the wines. Don't go for the price. Go for what are you having? What is the kind of wine that you'll enjoy? So for me right now, if you ask me, it's really, summer as a season going on, I think a good rosé or a good white wine will do. I don't need to open up a fancy Bordeaux, 2 lakh rupees a bottle right now. And there is an occasion for everything, I feel. If it is open at the right occasion, I think that's good. So I'll tell you, again, like you mentioned about overhype,